Canvas, best hits of 2020, and I do mean a hit. So here's all my information. You can contact me. I am the Campus/Instructional Technology Support for Palo Alto campus. And here's just a quick layout. All these different videos, I just kind of grouped them up into categories. Great videos I created about Gradebook, and then some nice little tips for assignments, and then kind of like a mix of troubleshooting tips that can really help you in case they commonly come up, and you might find that very useful. All right, so before I begin, please make sure you've downloaded that presentation. And Amanda, if you could, as more people come in, just make sure that you repost in the chat.
I got it.
Thanks. Okay, so this is the Gradebook videos. So the first thing I thought that was really interesting is that you can make notations in your Gradebook. So these can be like little notes or reminders. And it's in case, because sometimes you might forget and you have to go and search for that email again. Who was it that needed an extension? Or who was it that, has to work the night shift, or I can't remember. So anything like that, this would be a great option for you to kind of just kind of streamline it all together in your Gradebook. So here's a quick little video. And before I play it, I need to make sure I share my computer sound. Okay. In this recording, I'm going to show a really neat option that you're able to do in Gradebook. So in this fake Canvas shell, I have some pretend students right here. And what I wanted to show you is that you're able to make notations about your students that you might need for a reminder. It could be anything from giving them an extension, or just being aware of certain circumstances that they might need or that they are going through. And to do that, you simply go right here where it says View, you click the arrow, and then it gives you an option right here. It says Notes. If you click on that, a new column appears right next to all your students called Notes. Now, if you need to remind yourself that Cassie requires some type of accommodation or modification, you can do that. Or for example, for a test student, you need to make a note because you granted them an extension for a writing assignment. And all you would do is type in right here, click Save. And if you would like to remove any of these notes, all you would do is click back on the note, and you would hit Delete and click Save, and then it'll be blank again. So this is just a nice little tip that might make things easier for you whenever you use your Gradebook. Okay, so any questions about that?
There weren't any questions in the chat. I have a quick question just because I was curious. The notes, are they private just to the instructor? Like the students can't see them, right? Okay, cool.
Nope. Yeah, because all the student will see under their account is going to be just the scores that are given to them. They would never see the little notations that you make. And you also are able to, when you click to view and after you've made some notes, you could also click back to that same area to delete that column altogether.
Do you have to do something to make that notes thing available, or is that just there? Because I don't ever remember seeing it.
No, you have to, in the video, I said you have to click a button in the Gradebook, which brings down the notes option, and then that becomes available. And if you want, I can just pause it so you can, in this recording, so you can see it, because I know I went by pretty fast. So here is the Gradebook. You see where I'm clicking. I'll make this bigger. The view.
Okay.
You see that?
Yep.
After I click the view, oh, I had a lot to say about view. Okay, this drops down, and then you have the notes to pick. And only when you do that, that column will appear. Otherwise, it's going to not have that in there. Automatically, it's not going to show up. You have to click for it to come out.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Happy to help. And that's another reason why I always like to give you guys the PDF, so that way you could always go back and replay. Okay. Any
Valerie,
other?
just going back, when you label this greatest hits, are they, does that mean that most used, or your biggest recommendations, most?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I'm sorry I didn't kind of discuss that at the beginning. So the reason why I called it the greatest hits is because this is out of a year of consultations. I found these videos to be the most useful, and also like very interesting, and like, oh, I think this would make other people's lives better. And all of these videos were created out of consultations. Okay. I had an instructor ask me, is there any way I can like highlight a student or label them or do something to tag them as different from the rest of my gradebook? And from that consultation, I discovered that that was an option. It is by putting it in the note category. So just having those types of, aha moments, that's kind of why I decided to highlight some of these videos. And some of these videos have been seen in other sessions, and some of them haven't been seen at all because they were just a separate video that I created to help someone in a consultation. But I still thought other people should be aware. So thank you, Tony. Any other questions? No? Okay, moving on. Here's another great tool. Instead of having to message students through email and, through the inbox, you can just message them directly without ever having to leave your gradebook. So this is a great tool to use. And what you can do when you use this tool, you can filter out a whole group of students. So in the video, I'm going to play this out for you, but I wrote out the definition of all the different filters that you're able to use. And if you click on find me all the students for the that haven't submitted yet. So what Canvas does, it looks through your gradebook, and any students that haven't turned anything in are going to pop up, and you can group message all of them right then and there. Please turn in your assignment. Or you can click haven't been graded. So if you can't remember who you still need to grade, that pool can kind of get generated for you in Canvas. Also, you could even do something like anyone who scored less than a 70. And it could, give you all the students who scored below a 70, and then you can message all those students saying, hey, if you want, I can let you guys retest. If you're interested, I'm going to open up the test again for you guys on this day. Or if you want an alternative assignment to make up for your low score, please contact me, and it just saves time. And then you can actually say scored more than a certain point value too. If you want to congratulate students who all made 100, that's another way you can kind of post that out. And it's going to make more sense once I play the video on visually seeing that play out for you. So here are the steps that you would follow if you wanted to message students within your gradebook. So I'm going to click over to grades, and next to each assignment, it gives you the option to message students who. Now, of course, this is a fake Canvas, so you will have more students to choose from. I'm going to click on this, and then I'm given an option on how I want to filter out certain students. Am I trying to message students who scored less than a 70? Letting them know that, hey, contact me for an alternative assignment. Do I want to message students that haven't turned in their work yet because it's past the due date? Once you make your selection, it pulls up the students that fall underneath that category. And again, you can also choose to delete a certain student because you're like, oh yes, I already spoke to Natalie. She said that she was going to turn it in tomorrow, so I don't need to message her again. And once you do this, the message will be sent and the student knows that this message is dealing with this particular assignment. And also, just to point out, the other students don't know who else is being given the same message. It doesn't all group them up together. It sends it to them privately in their account. But it makes it easier on you by having them already pre-grouped together. So do we have any questions on this?
What account does that go to?
So if you message the students, they get that message sent to their Canvas course, the Canvas course that they have you as a teacher.
Yeah, I was about to ask if it shows up in their email. What I want to know is how they would get the message.
They would get they would receive it in the usual way of how they receive every notification of anything that appears in their Canvas course. It could be under their to-do list, or if a student, some students can, not all the students do this, but it's optional for students to kind of change their settings and have like notifications go to a cell phone number or to their Gmail account. So however they set it up to receive notifications, that's what they would get. Good question.
And Bill kind of asked a follow-up to that. Does it show up as a sent item in the faculty mailbox? Like if you go to your sent files, will you see it there?
Unfortunately, because I'm not a faculty, I don't have a course, I don't have a faculty kind of way of communicating. Like, are you talking about like in the inbox, or are you talking about just like Alamo altogether?
Oh, actually, Aurora answered it. She says, yes, in Canvas it shows up. So like in Canvas,
okay.
Does it show up as a sent message? So Aurora confirmed that yes, it does show up.
Okay, yeah, because I'm a little limited on the follow-through part because I don't really have a CRN with real students. So, any other good questions? All questions are good. Yes.
If you ever want to have that, I guess, awareness of the faculty perspective, I mean, you could ask one of us to make you, what do you call it? I forgot, like a co-host, like participate in the course.
Observer.
There you go, an observer, if that's of any value to you.
The only, well, I can't, my admin would override any role you put me under. Oh. But what I mean by the teacher side is that, like, I don't have the teacher, my courses, ACEs view. I don't have, you know, an inbox connected to students. So I don't, there's like some things that I don't see that only teachers have access to because they have students attached with a CRN and all I have is sandboxes. And even if I try to add students in, like Amanda, she's a student in a lot of my Canvas courses that I build up for Sandbox, it still doesn't allow me to have that ACEs interaction. That all is missing for me. But thank you though for the option of doing that. Anybody else? No? All right. Here's another great thing that I really love, and this again was brought on having a consultation. This is called Gradebook History. You are able to track changes that are made in Gradebook, and you can filter your information by assignment or student. The only downside is that you're not able to download or export that information. It's just going to be an image. I mean, you can take a screenshot, but you know, that's all you can do. And I played around with it. I gave Amanda 100, and then like 2 minutes later I gave her 90, and then I gave her an 80, and then I gave her 100, and I pulled it up, and even though all those changes were made in in increments of minutes of each other, they were all listed there. And also if I made a change from a grade that was posted a month ago and today I put a 90, it tracks that. So I found that very useful. So here we go. the purpose of this video is to cover some great features that are available to you in your Canvas gradebook. So I'm going to go straight to my grades. And one of the great things that I can do here is that I can actually go in and view Gradebook History. So in case you ever had to change a student's grade, give them extra points, anything like that, you're able to kind of see a before, after, and current on the student grades, which is really great. And of course you can view a particular student, a particular artifact if you're looking for a particular assignment. And then you can add any kind of filter as well. Another great thing that you could also do for your grades, you have the availability to export your grades so that way you can keep them for your own record as well. And what I mean by the export, you would only be exporting the current grades that you've posted in Canvas. You aren't able to export or download any of the grades that were generated in their history. So do we have any questions about this? Nope. Okay. So now we're going to switch categories. So that was some really cool stuff that I discovered about Gradebook. And now I'm going to switch over to assignment. These are videos that I created that were very useful in dealing with assignments in Canvas. So this one is really great. It's how to create video discussions in your Canvas course. And this is really awesome. So that way students can kind of see a face and hear a voice, and they can listen to each other. And it's almost like they're speaking face to face instead of posting a typed out response. And I just find that, and that can also save you some time too, if you can just play a video or see how long the video is, and you can tell right away how much they had to say. And I just think it would make things a lot more interesting. So I'm going to play this real quick. Here is how you can set up a video response discussion in Canvas. First, you will select Discussion, then Plus Discussion. Then you will fill out the title, discussion prompt, and video instructions for your student. Then select Allow Threaded Replies. And set your other standards if you want students to reply to other posts is also an option. When you're done, click Save. Now when I switch to the student view, students will click on your discussion. Then they reply by clicking on the small play button icon. Here they can record themselves or upload a short video. When they record themselves, they will click Start Recording. You will see a countdown. When students are done, they will click Finish. Here they could add a title, and when they are satisfied, they will click Save. Then it will take a moment for their video to upload, and when they're done, they will click Post Reply. Okay, so I just thought that was, an awesome way to kind of, mix things up in the class, and it can, really get, because some students are really good at verbalizing and expressing instead of typing it all out. So that's just a fun little option. Amanda, do we have any questions or?
We just got one. Can they edit or upload multiple times?
They can't edit, but they can upload several times. So, this is like kind of like a bare bones recording. You can't make post recordings that are longer than, I think, 5 minutes. So this is, kind of like just if they don't have any other means to do it, it's built into Canvas. And unfortunately, that doesn't come with editing. Great question. Anyone else?
If you make it I'm thinking if you were to make it a requirement to do a video, are you disadvantaging any students?
I mean, unless a student is coming in with maybe an accommodation or modification that you know would conflict, then you could, keep that in mind and make it optional. You could always make this optional, but I think it's really great way for students. And it could be something that isn't graded. It could be say something about yourself, tell me who
Right.
you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that could, and it's not going to hurt anyone because it's not going to be graded. It's just like a participation thing. Let's see. No, there are no closed captioning with the videos. Canvas does not generate the captions. But like I said, this is going to be more for like an informal discussion. It's not going to be something that, give us a speech kind of thing. It would be a great tool for, introductions. And if you're asking anything that's opinionated, any kind of maybe a reflection, that can be a great way to utilize this. And you can also, that video play button is available in assignments as well. You would just select for submissions online, allow media uploads, and students could submit this way. The only thing that I would suggest is if you are going to do this, that you should, and feel free to use my recording, play out how that student clicks that button on their end. That would be the only suggestion that I would make, because a lot of these students are not even aware that button even was available to them. So that would be my only advice if you do decide to do this.
And then, excuse me, Mallory, if you answered this, I can't remember, but I saw one more question kind of sneak in between a couple in the chat. Is there a size limit for how much a Canvas course contains, and does this count towards that limit?
No, because you're not adding this as a file to your space in Canvas. The student is submitting this on their end, and the students is not going to, Canvas course is not going to get filled up either. So this is going to be in a submitted assignment. But do keep in mind, if you decide to download and save the video, then that's going to be taking up space on your personal desktop, because maybe this might be an artifact or that you need to turn in. So you can keep, that is a possibility, but I do know that once the Canvas course is done and closed out, you're not going to be able to access those videos anymore because they're not saved into a library or anything in your Canvas course. Any other great questions? Nope. All right. Okay. I created this little video because some instructors, want to know if I have to, I gave this assignment to everybody and now I have to do it again, but only for 3 students. How do I do that? And this is a video that I created that kind of walks you through that option. The purpose of this video is to walk you through reassigning assignments to certain particular students. So here in my gradebook, I noticed that I have some zeros for Amanda and Julie. They didn't turn it in. They reached out. They want to have another chance, another go at creating this assignment. So I simply click on the title of this assignment, or you can go directly to the assignment by clicking the word assignments. Either way is fine. I will go to edit, and then I am going to scroll all the way down, and I'm going to say that I don't want to assign this to everyone. I just want to assign this to Julie and Amanda. And then I can put a new due date, and then I will click Save. Now, when I go to my grades, I can see that these 2 students are the only students that will receive a grade for this. So say they turn it in, I grade it, and let's say I give them an 80. But now you will notice that the rest of my student grades have disappeared. So here's how you can bring all of the grades together. So what I do is I go back to the title of that assignment. I click on Edit. I scroll all the way down. And on the Assign To, I select Everyone. And I don't need to change the due date or anything, and I'll just click Save. And now you will see when I go to my grades, all of the previous student grades are now there. So there is a way for you to reassign assignment to a particular group of students with a new due date, and then also go back to ensure that everyone's grades are seen in that grade column. So okay, so that was quite a lot of information there. Does anybody have any questions or anything that I need to clarify? Nope.
Nothing in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, because I think this would save time, because a lot of some instructors would tell me that they would literally create an entirely new assignment and only give it to those students, or they would reassign it to everyone and just tell the students, don't do this, don't do this. This is for somebody else, or, and it just mucks things up. So I thought that, this could be a nice way to, streamline that process. Okay, so downloading student work. And this video I created actually at the behest of Amanda when she was asking me, is there a way to, download work? And I was like, I don't know. That's a good question. Let me find that out. And I did. And I created a short little video that can walk you through if you ever decide to download student work. The purpose of this video is to show you how you can download student submissions in case you need to archive them or send them as examples of student work to show that the outcomes have been met in your Canvas course. So for this example, I am going to one of my Canvas courses, and then I click on Assignments. Next, I'm going to go and focus on the assignment that I would like to get student submissions. Then the next step is to go and select an assignment that you want the student submissions to be saved. So I'm going to select my rough draft submissions. And here I have the option to click Download Submissions. What this does, it saves all the student work that has been turned in for this particular assignment. So I'm going to click this button here. Next, you will see this sign pop up that says Student Submissions are being gathered. And all your student submissions are now added in a zip drive. And here when I click on the zip drive, I can see my 3 student rough drafts that were turned in. Okay, any questions on that? And just so you know, unfortunately, there's no way that you can select a student and pull everything that they turned in. Canvas doesn't allow that. You could only pull by assignment, and then you would have to just focus in on that student that you were looking for, just to let that be known. Now, this one is going to be kind of my favorite part of this session. So these are some fun, like, troubleshooting tips that I thought could be very useful. The first one is that if you all of a sudden you decide to start using Zoom in Canvas, and what I mean by that, you want the Zoom now in your navigation bar, and you want students to join the meeting through Canvas. The great thing about this is that any Zoom meetings that you created in Alamo can be imported into the Canvas course. But I do want to let it be known that once you import a Zoom meeting into Canvas, the same Zoom meeting cannot be added into another Canvas course. So if you have multiple sections and you want to put that same Zoom link in all your sections, once you put it in section 1, if you try to put it in section 2, it's going to say, error, this Zoom meeting is already tied to another Canvas course. So just keep that in mind if you decide to do this. And here's a short little video. The purpose of this video is to walk you through the process of importing previously made Zoom meetings in Alamo into a Canvas course. So here's my Canvas course. And before you can even start this process, you need to make sure that you've already have Zoom in your navigation bar. If you do not have Zoom in your navigation bar, please go to your settings and add Zoom. So here I'm going to click on my Zoom, and here I have no meetings for my class. But let's say I already created a bunch of meetings in my Alamo Zoom, and I've just been sharing those links with my students. And now I want to have the added benefits of putting my Zoom meetings in here for my students to join and for my students to automatically be able to access the cloud recordings without me needing to share those links. So here's how you would go about doing that. So I've clicked on Zoom, and then there are these 3 dots that are right next to Start a New Meeting. When I hover my mouse over it, it says Import Meeting. I click these dots, and here it's asking for the meeting ID that I want to import into this Canvas course. So if you don't have your meeting ID on hand, you can just simply go to your alamo.zoom.us, sign in, and go to your Zoom meetings. So if this is the meeting that I would like to have my students to have access to, I would highlight this meeting ID, and then I will copy and paste that meeting ID and select Import. Once I do that, now that meeting is available for my students to click on. And any cloud recordings that I had previously tied to this meeting can also be viewed as well. And so when I click on that, now all these cloud Zoom meetings are available for my students. Okay, any questions on that?
No questions. Aurora just shared something that's been working in her classroom about putting the Zoom links in her syllabus and copying the link into all the sections for her office hours.
Yes, that's that would probably be, if you have multiple sections, instead of having a Zoom meeting, a separate Zoom meeting link for each one, it's more of a time saver to just share the link and actually not have it built into your Canvas course. So again, this is just an option I would find this a great option for instructors who are constantly being asked, can I have the Zoom recording of this? Can I miss the day? I missed this day. Can you send that to me? This kind of saves that hassle because the student automatically has the accessibility to view any of the recordings. So that, that may come in handy. Here's another one. So if you ever, for some reason, your students are telling you, we can't see the pictures, or there's a lock on it, we can't see the PowerPoint, that does happen quite a bit. And here's a quick little easy fix in case you ever come across that. And keep in mind that if you ever wonder if this picture or PowerPoint's going to work, always feel free to switch over to that student view in your Canvas course, and then through the student view is that picture being seen. So that's another great way to check that. And another tip that I would recommend, if you make any changes and you go back to student view, there's an option for you to reset student view at the bottom of your screen, and you want to click reset student view, so that way you are getting the refreshed version and all your new updates can be reflected. So that's another pointer there. The purpose of this recording is to cover some troubleshooting common errors that I run across that I get a lot of emails about. So what are the common things that, or I should say, one of the common requests or issues that instructors come upon is when they post a PowerPoint or an image in their Canvas course, but yet when the student goes to look at this image or PowerPoint, it's locked. And to give you an example, I am going to go into my student view, go to my modules, and I'm going to scroll down to week 2, and here I posted a reading. But when my student goes to click on this, it says file is currently locked. So when that occurs, there's an easy way to fix this. So I'm going to leave my student view, go home, and right away I'm going to go straight to that module and I'm going to click on it. And when I click on it, the instructor, can see that it downloads and I can pull it up and I'm able to view this file. But for some reason, this PowerPoint I posted is locked to my students. And that's an easy fix. So you're going to click on the word files, which is going to be located here in your navigation area. And what you're going to do is you're going to check to make sure all of your files have a green check. This means that they are published and are able to be seen by students. So I'm going to click on Uploaded Media, and I'm going to click Date Created. And here I can see my PowerPoint, and if I scroll down, I can see, oh, it's unpublished. And that explains why my students can't see it. So I simply have to check this little box, and I say, yes, I want to publish it. And then I will select Update. And now, if I go back to Student View, I am no longer getting File is Locked sign presented towards me in the Student View. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little troubleshooting tip. Okay. Any questions about that? Nope. All right. Moving on. Here's another one, making a course public. This can be useful so you don't have to manually add students. And this is best utilized if you're just making, say, a resource of information, and anyone with that link to the Canvas course that you made public, it can be accessed, including people who don't even have an account in Canvas. I found this to be very useful anytime the TLC creates like a teacher resource or, you know, an accessibility. We have a Canvas course about accessibility and we make it public. So that way we don't have to get emailed and manually add whoever's interested in being, utilizing that information. So play this. The purpose of this video is to walk you through how you can make one of your Canvas courses public. Now, one of the benefits of having a public Canvas course is that you can share your Canvas course and all the items that you have attached in your Canvas course to somebody who does not have access to the Alamo structure. So this is really great if you, say, have a colleague from a different college or maybe a colleague who teaches high school and they don't have Canvas. So you can still share all the information if your Canvas course is made public. Now, the way to do that is by clicking on Settings. Now, keep in mind, this option is not available to you if your Canvas course has a CRN. And if that's the case, then you would need to get a sandbox created and you would just copy and paste all the information into your sandbox and you would make that sandbox public. So I clicked on Settings, which is found right below People. And here I am, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom and here it says the word Visibility. Now right next to Visibility, you're going to click on this arrow and here you have the word Public. You want to hit Public, and after that you scroll down and you hit Update Course Details. Once you do that, you can just simply click back to your home page, copy and paste your address bar, and you want to send that to the person that you want to have view your Canvas course. Okay, do we have any questions? I know that was a A lot of information there.
Does it make student grades available as well?
No, that's why I said in the video that that setting isn't optional if it's a CRN attached to it.
Okay.
If there are real students in your Canvas course, you can't make it public. It's not even available to click on.
Okay.
But if you still like, oh, I want to share all these cool assignments and I want to share all of the resources I posted and videos that I posted, you can just import into an empty shell and then make that shell public. And they're not going to see the student submissions because when you import, it doesn't include any student submissions or their grades. So it's usually optional if you would like to do something like that.
Sorry. I was just going to say Aurora posted a good tip in the chat. It's not really a question, but it's her experience with high school students. So she said sometimes high school students might not be able to see a document because of ISD firewalls, which is good to know in case you have students telling you that you can't see a video, but when you look at stuff like you presented, it's supposed to have all the permissions. But she said the issue is resolved with the high school IT department.
Hmm.
That's good to know. And that's why I always create these sessions and generate new videos based off of learning things from the instructors, and because I would never have known to give that advice out because I would never have been put in that situation to begin with. So thank you for sharing. All right, so let's move on. Now, this is a short little video about exploring Commons. And again, in a consultation, it was stated that, a lot of people or a lot of instructors, especially the adjuncts who are just thrown in there, they don't really even know what Commons is, and they're missing out on some really great resources. So, I made this little video here. So Commons is a learning object. It has really good resources. And it's considered like a digital library full of educational content. It also allows Canvas users to share their own content as well. And so I did this little screenshot to let you know where you can click inside Canvas to get access to Commons. And then I created this little video that talks about how you can filter your search within Commons. The purpose of this recording is to demonstrate the use of Commons and where it can be found in your Canvas course. So here I am in my Canvas course, and right here there's a button that states Import from Commons. When I click on this button, it takes me to Commons. And the best way to search for these items is to use the filter, which can be located in your right-hand corner. When I click on Filter, you are given certain types of information to look for. Are you looking for entire courses that are completed? Are you looking just at modules, assignments, quizzes, discussions? Or are you looking for other types of resources? And then here, you can check which grade level you're looking for. And in this case, undergraduate. And you could also even narrow the search by stating anyone who has shared their Canvas resources, or are you looking for all those from Alamo colleges that have shared their resources? And this is a great way to narrow down what you are looking for. And based off my selected filter, I get all of these results to look at. And you can also use this bar to narrow down your search even more by typing in a subject matter or even a terminology that you're trying to research. All right. Any questions about that?
No questions in the chat.
Okay. And just so you guys know, if you're ever wondering, well, if I find something I like, how do I put it in my Canvas course? In the TLC YouTube channel, I've posted a series of videos that walks you step by step through that process of adding things from Commons into your Canvas course.
Presume anything in Commons is not you can use it. It's not a violation of or any violation of, use of materials?
No, because when you upload and you physically go and share, you're agreeing to allow that to happen. That's a great question. Anybody else? No? Okay. All right. And this one's my favorite. I saved the best for last. You can recover deleted items. Yes, you can. If you delete an item in your Canvas course, you are able to go and find that and bring it back into your Canvas course. And I think this is just a great option that a lot of people, don't really are aware of it. So in your address bar, when you're on your home page and you see your address bar and it has like all those HTTPS and the whole website with all the little numbers, right at the end, you're going to put that / and type in the words undelete. And this action allows you to recover any items that were deleted in that particular Canvas course. And then when you want to return back to your home page, again, you would go to your address bar and you would erase that / undelete section, and then that will bring you back to your home page. So it's a pretty awesome ability to utilize. The purpose of this video is to walk you through how to find any items that you may have accidentally deleted in your Canvas course. So here is my Canvas course. I've made sure that I'm on my home page, and right up here in the address bar, you would simply have to do a little / and then type in the words undelete and then press enter. When you do that in your address bar, it pulls up any items that you may have deleted in your Canvas course. And you would go through this long list, and it could even tell you when it was created and last updated, and say, oh, okay, this is it. This is the assignment or discussion topic that I didn't mean to delete. So if you look at your deleted items, it has the title of the item, and it also has the subject matter underneath, kind of like, what category is this? Oh, this one's an announcement. This is considered a discussion topic. And if I keep scrolling down, this is a group assignment. This is an assignment group. And it has all of these items that have been deleted. And you simply would find the item that you accidentally deleted and click Restore. And then it will prompt you with, or you want to restore this assignment, you would say, okay. And then when you're ready to go back to your home page, you would just go up to the address bar and you would backspace and erase the / undelete, and then you will hit enter on your keyboard. And now you are brought back to your home page, and if I go into my assignments, I scroll down, I can see that my assignment has been re-added and right now is considered unpublished. So that way it allows you to go in and make any edits and then publish it when you're ready for your students to view any of your restored items. So I thought this is a really great trick for anyone to learn. No? All right. So this is kind of the end of the greatest hits of 2020. And if you have any questions, you can always feel free to contact me. And if you are able to, it would be greatly appreciative if you would fill out our survey link.